Welcome back everyone. Today's video is my top 5 cryptos for the month of November. In fact, you might be able to just extend this all the way throughout 2022. And that is because crypto really looks like it wants to start moving. In my last market update video, I talked about how Bitcoin was looking like it wanted to gain momentum. I knew that it was going to gain momentum to the upside because there were very low selling days, and when selling did happen and it was heavy, it got bought back up and always found support at around that 20k mark. At this point, I said in my videos that crypto was likely to go up from here. And these last couple of days, we have had really good cryptos really pump very hard. And it's starting to be a bit of a risk on time. Now, this is just for this cycle, so it's only for the next month or two as we start to see things develop. But for now, I'm pretty confident in making this video and giving you top 5 cryptos with a bonus 6-1 if you hang around to the end so you can see these cryptos and I'll tell you what I'm seeing and why these cryptos stand out to me. If you like the sound of that, hit the subscribe button. I know it's annoying when YouTubers call it, but help a small channel like mine grow. And if you want to see more altcoin reviews in an honest format, you've come to the right place. Subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future update videos. All right, let's get to first crypto, number 1, which is actually Dogecoin. So Dogecoin is actually looking really good because of its extreme good bar that happened on the 29th of October, where it went up about 50% in the day. Now, Elon Musk bought Twitter, that's why this thing is going insane, but let's just put that aside for now and just look at the chart. Doge has done is actually just break through multiple areas of resistance that have been there since basically, what is that? That's about early May. So basically all of this area basically got eliminated. All of that. That's basically pretty much 6 months almost of just pure sideways, nothing happening with Doge. And look at the size of this bar. Look at that here. Just absolutely insane volume and really just completely obliterates all of this. All of this is gone, guys. All of it is gone. Now it is time for the next resistance areas at around that 15-cent mark. It has done a phenomenal job and it's consolidating at a higher amount. So there's your punch up. Now it starts to grind before it gets to the next move up. And I'm very confident in this one just because of how it's been able to easily eliminate that. Because I can tell you there would have been a lot of sell orders happening around this mark here, okay? And that's where the resistance was. But it broke it cleanly, and now it's time for higher prices. So that resistance point would have been here, and then that blue horizontal line. So you can see that pretty much coincided with perfect resistance on Friday the 28th of October. Resistance came back down, and the next day immediately just destroys all those sell orders and goes right all the way up to the push and pushes right past them, and hence looks bullish just because of how much sell orders it's been able to overcome. Doge put in the low in June, so that's really bullish. Some cryptos have bottomed out in September. Some other cryptos have bottomed out in October. The later it bottomed out, the more bullish. And this one is actually in June. So it's been a couple months since Doge has actually had to been this low. So really bullish on Doge. I think this is a great long-term hold, not too overly excessive long, but for now, I think Doge has a lot left in it. Absolutely, of course, anything can happen, but for the time being, I think Doge is an excellent buy and definitely one that I'm looking at. Option number 2 is Arewe. Very similar to Doge in the sense that it did break through multiple areas of resistance, not quite as cleanly as Doge did, but still relatively clean. Again, very similar to Doge. There's your low in Arewe at around that $7.45 mark in the 18th of June. Hasn't had to look back, so we did get another low close to it on the 12th of October, but June will still remain the low for Arewe. And then you've got this enormous bar that had enormous volume on the 3rd of November right here. Right here, you can see massive volume coming in, really good strong close. And again, very similar, basically destroys all of this consolidation that's been happening since basically August, easily battles them and absolutely destroys them. The other thing I've really liked about Arewe is that during the days when Bitcoin's been down and Ethereum's been down, trust me when I say this, Arewe has actually held up really well, particularly on Thursday, the October 13th. A lot of cryptos actually bottomed out this day, but Arewe had a really good volume and closed very strong. And I knew Arewe was going to go back then. And you can see higher lows forming, higher highs forming. You get your breakout, and look, you get your day with no selling volume on Thursday, the November the 1st. And you get a nice, good, healthy breakout. And again, very similar to Doge, it will consolidate at a higher amount before it starts going higher. And Arewe can really start going crazy once it starts really getting a momentum. These are very early stages, guys. Do not think you're late. You're not late. The breakout has just happened. Of course, the breakout can fail, but I'm willing to bet that it won't fail. I'm feeling pretty confident, and that is because of how well Arewe has been able to shatter very long periods of accumulation that's been happening for several months. Now it consolidates at a higher amount before the next breakout begins. So we've had one breakout. You're still getting in relatively early. There's still going to be multiple breakouts should crypto continue to go to the upside. And mark my words, Arewe will be one of the best ones to own during this cycle period, depending on how long we go up for. We'll have to see how well it goes, but definitely for the next coming days and weeks, I think we will be going up because the breakout is genuine. Next up, we have chilliz. I did a video on chilliz not too long ago saying I didn't really like the look of it, and that was the time it was actually breaking down, and it did break down shortly after that. However, chilliz is back in the buy zone. Chilliz has done a phenomenal job of holding out compared to most other cryptos. There's the 50% at around the 18-cent mark. And chilliz really hanged around really strong during this period between early October-ish. During this period here, it was actually holding up really well. Sell-offs attempted to come into it, so you can see high sell-off days here. But chilliz did hold on, and it did hold on very strong, and then you started to get higher prices. And it's actually had several breakouts and good, hot, strong volume. And you can see the volume really starting to increase for this crypto. That means people are interested, people are buying it, and it's very close to its top for this cycle at around that 28-cent mark. Look for chilliz to continue to gain momentum. It hasn't had a really good solid breakout yet for several weeks now. I'm talking that 15, 20, 30%, 40% breakouts that say, well, this thing just broke out. Chilliz is primed for a nice, good, long breakout for that coming soon. And again, bullish on this one. There's the low, putting the low in basically, call it May, maybe call it June. Probably June, to be honest, but there it is on the low. So it hasn't had to look past it. That was the day, only increasing on it. So fantastic crypto to look at. One of my favorite ones as well, chilliz. Next up, we have the long-awaited Solana killer, EGLD. There's a lot of Solana killers coming out there, but I think EGLD might be a really good crypto for the next bull run, should it start relatively soon. Another reason why, there's the low, very similar. There's the low in June, so it hasn't had to look back, and it's been hovering around its 50%, bouncing off it beautifully several times since basically the start of October. So you can see just really consolidating above it. Not much volume happening on the red selling days, so there's your low volume selling days, and it's just a sign that no one's selling this crypto. Now, there's some low volume up days too, but the selling days are really important because we're in a bear market. So if there's low selling days in a bear market, things should be getting sold off like crazy, like Cardano and things like that are just being sold off. But EGLD hasn't had much selling. So you're seeing this crypto basically continuously going up. And I was looking at this crypto at around that $53 mark, and now we're sitting at a beautiful $61. Now, this thing will continue to go up. I can guarantee you that. I'm very confident on this one. Resistance coming soon at around that $68 to $70 mark, unfortunately. So we'll see how the resistance goes. It's not like Arewe and Doge where it's just absolutely sliced right through it, unfortunately. However, it still has held on very strong this last month and a half. It has continuously looked strong. And again, very similar to chilliz, but probably less so. We're waiting for a breakout for this one, and this one will have a breakout, but you just have to wait for it and be patient with it. I can't give you time frames because I don't know when, but once we start to approach this resistance area, it could be very quickly, a couple days after that. So if we start banging our head on that resistance area on good volume, that's an indication that there's going to be a huge amount of absorption volume coming into the market to push this thing higher. And then we can start going to, $70, $80, $90, $100, because EGLD has fallen very far from its all-time high. So we'll see how we go. Again, take it as it comes. But for now, EGLD is definitely one for the books in terms of strength. The next one up is actually Atom. Atom has done an amazing job holding strong. There was the low during the lunar collapse in June. It hasn't looked back like a lot of other cryptos on this list. Like I said, June is the low for some strong cryptos. Most cryptos still bottomed out after that. I might give you one example, but for now, Atom is one that put in the low in June and did manage to pump through and stay above its 50% at around that $11.37. So there's the golden yellow line, 50% coming in, and you can see Atom has just really not spent much time below it. Really a good sign of strength. And you can see again, low selling days, a little bit of a high selling day here, but you're seeing this is your genuine breakout on Friday the 4th. And we are approaching our major resistance at around that $17.20 mark. We'll see how Atom reacts during that period. My guess, just like all the other cryptos on this list, we will break it and continue going higher. And this is another crypto that's waiting for a nice, good, genuine breakout because we haven't had one for a little while. You could call the Friday the 28th a bit of a genuine breakout, but we're waiting for that really nice, healthy one where we're talking 20, 30, 40% breakouts. That has yet to come, and my guess is that Atom will be one of those cryptos that does do it relatively soon. Again, much like EGLD, we'll have to see how it goes against this resistance at around that $17.20 mark, but my guess is it will go on there on high volume, and we'll see how we go once it starts approaching that mark. And bonus one is actually Arewe. So I did a video on this one not too long ago. I'll link it below, but this is a crypto that I knew was going to go up in price, similar to EGLD. I knew that this one was going to do well because it just kept bouncing along its 50%. You can see how many bounces it had above it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bounces basically in the last 2-3 weeks. and it just looked really strong, like nothing was going to take this thing down. It was looking really, really bullish. And then you had your nice breakout yesterday where it went up 13%. Now it still has more left in it, but this is a crypto that has looked really, really strong. And I did call this one. It looked really, really good. And I continue to think that this one will continue to dominate as cryptos continue to move on. That's going to do it for this video. I hope you liked it. It's something a little bit different than what I generally do. So let me know if you like this sort of content. Until then, everyone, smash the like button. If you have any feedback, leave it in the comment section below. But until then, let's see how this crypto bull market continues to develop. It's not to say we're going to go from here to 100K Bitcoin, but like I said, it's a cyclical time now. Give it a month or two and we'll see how it goes. And I'll give you my best updates. So make sure you put the notifications on so you can see that. But until then, everyone, I will catch you on the next video.